Hey everybody, it's Grant, and today we're back with one of my favorite channels, The Richest. This video actually popped up on my timeline, and I was like, oh, it's time to go fire up the camera. Today's video, The Richest Princesses in the World. So here we are on my computer, and I just realized this actually isn't The Richest. This is King Luxury. So you know what? I can't wait to give it a try. Not just hitting that subscribe button. We don't just give those out, but I'm going to go ahead and power up that like button because, you know, well, I don't know. It's got 625 likes and it seems to be a rather large channel. Let's see here what's going to happen.
Well, here is some insight into the lives of the top 10 richest princesses in the world. Number 10, Princess Madeleine of Sweden. Net worth $10 million.
So, if you're a princess and worth $10 million, let's just drop the title. Like, $10 million is great, but let's go ahead and drop that title, you know.
This princess was born on the 10th of June, 1982 at Drottningholm Palace and is the...
See the confusing part? That is a palace. That is nice. That is there is a very large home. $10 million. I think Google has forsaken her net worth.
Daughter of King Carl XVI Gustaf and Queen Sylvia of Sweden. She is particularly fond of horses.
Fancy.
And in her youth, she participated in show jumping competitions under the name Anna Svensson. Apart from horses, she has a strong love for art, and this motivated her to pursue a Bachelor's of Arts in Art History. Her interests don't stop there. She also enjoys dance, theater, and skiing. The princess speaks English.
I want to see a video from people who have become successful by using an arts degree. I need to know how like limited that job market is, because like if you get an arts degree, are you going to work in a museum? Are you going to be a painter? Like what happens? And those museum positions, if that's like your main 60 to 160 job or even more, I don't know. But how many of them are there? And at the same time, how many painters are successful? And how much of this arts degree? Because like you know, if you're going to school just to go to school for the experience, I'd love to have a fine arts degree. I'd love to have a history degree. Like those would be great. But, you know, are they equivalent to general studies degrees? What are they? I need to know more. Like I'd like to see videos of people that went for specialized, kind of more not teacher, doctor, lawyer, you know, engineer, nurse. I want to see what the other degrees actually happen and if those people are still using them. I'm sure she's using hers. She probably watches the Mona Lisa, right? She's a princess, so.
German, Swedish, and a bit of French, too. She can be seen participating in various events with and on behalf of her father and the Swedish people. In 2012, she became engaged to Christopher O'Neill, an American financier who was born in the UK. They got married a year later, and now they have 3 lovely children. The family currently lives in Florida in a 15-room mansion. This mansion includes everything you'd expect a mansion to have. But what I found interesting is that it has a private wing just for the children. And during an interview with a Swedish magazine, she said, "I now feel that I have good friends, and especially I have gotten to know some really nice mothers from school. In the US, parents are incredibly present in the schools, so it was very easy to make new friends with the community."
That's another thing too. Like if you live primarily in Florida, but you're a princess of Sweden, how bad is Sweden? I'm sure Sweden's nice. Why don't you live in Sweden if you're a princess of Sweden? Like
9. Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden. Net worth $10 million. Oh look, it's Madeleine's sister. Victoria is the oldest child of King Carl XVI Gustaf and Queen Sylvia. She was born in July 1977 and was designated Crown Princess.
Also, I'd like to state this point. In the event this is like self-made net worth, more power to you. You know, I mean, you get what I'm saying here. You know, but if this is like the family's net worth, this makes no sense.
Princess in 1979. Her interests are a bit different from her sisters. In her young adulthood, she studied various subjects at Yale University and became an intern at the Swedish Embassy in Washington in 1999. In 2006, she enrolled in a training program for young future diplomats, where she learned about her country's foreign and security policies, as well as important elements of international relations. She has represented Sweden abroad on many occasions. Her first official visit was to Japan in 2001, but since then she's been to countless countless other countries. Her fund, named the Crown Princess Victoria Fund, aims to help children with functional disabilities or chronic illnesses. The fund receives donations from the public and several large companies. In 2010, she married Daniel Westling, and they have 2 children, a girl and a boy. Her life has not been without trials, and for several years she suffered with an eating disorder, which she has since overcome. Number 8, Zara Phillips, net worth $20 million. This princess is the granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth II and is 21st in line of succession to the British.
So as far as this is one of the, if not the, comment below what the biggest royal family is. It might even be Dubai or something at this point, you know. But I mean, this is one of the most recognizable, especially with all the drama going on lately. So, you know, and kudos to the thumbnail of this one too. Like, this made you think, and we might still see some of this, that it was like princesses being a little wild too. So the thumbnail, as distasteful as distasteful as it is, still makes you kind of wonder, like, well, what are these princesses doing? Right? We being crazy. I'm still hoping we see some of that, because you got to see some bad examples, right? Bad example of a doctor, bad example of a lawyer, bad example of a princess, right? And some good ones. So far, we're good ones. Ow. That don't hit it.
Throne. Her mother and father are Anne, Princess Royal, and Captain Mark Phillips. In her youth, Zara loved sports and represented her school in hockey, gymnastics, and athletics. Her passion for sports led her to study physiotherapy at the University of Exeter. After that, she continued her sporting endeavors by pursuing a career in equestrianism. This went well for her, as in 2006, she won the Eventing World Championship in Aachen and was voted the BBC Sports Personality of the Year. She also won a silver medal at the 2012 Summer Olympics. Some years later, she began to design her own line of equestrian clothing and later launched a jewelry collection called Zara Phillips Collection. What a busy princess. In 2011, she married a rugby player, Mike Tyndall. They have 2 daughters and a son. It was interesting to find out that her luck hasn't always been the best, as once she fell from her horse and broke her right collarbone. Many years later, and totally unrelated to horses by the way, she was banned from driving for 6 months because she accumulated 12 points on her license. $1 million. It's Zara's mom. Princess Anne is the 2nd child of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. When she was a little girl, a governess was employed to look after her and to ensure that her educational needs were met. She attended Benenden School in 1963 and later graduated with 6 GCE O levels and 2 A levels. Zara probably inherited her horse-loving ways from her mother, as Anne was actually a well-respected equestrian. She won 1 gold medal in 1971 and 2 silver medals in 1975. She was also the first member of the British royal family to participate in the Olympic Games. In 1973, she married
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I guess that Anne's love life was lacking, because in 1992, the palace announced that she had filed for divorce. That same year, she married Timothy Lawrence, a commander in the Royal Navy. Apart from romance and horses, Princess Anne participates in several charitable activities, which are related to people with disabilities, health in developing countries, sports, and sciences. She has been a primary figure with Save the Children. Number 6, Princess Caroline.
Go! That's a jump right there. Okay. Where are you from? What queen, we can't be queens, princess are you? $100 million. That's, I wasn't being mean at 10, but if you're royalty, but 100, I'm pretty cool, right? Pretty cool.
Net worth $100 million.
This is fun for me. I enjoy this.
For a while. Let's see what's going on in Monaco. Princess Caroline was born in 1957. She is the daughter of Rainier III, Prince of Monaco, and Grace Kelly, former American actress who died in a car accident. She spent a lot of her childhood in Philadelphia with her mother's parents. In 1974, she received her French baccalaureate, and she continued her education in France, where she received various academic qualifications. Like many princesses, she is a polyglot who is proficient in French, English, German, and Italian. I'm noticing a trend here because guess what animal she loves? Yep, you got it. Horses. She loves horseback riding, but also enjoys swimming and skiing. I guess that Caroline refuses to settle for a mediocre love life because she has been married 3 times. Her first husband was Philippe Junot, a banker. They divorced in 1980 with no children. In 1983, she married Stefano Casiraghi, and they later had 3 children. They divorced eventually, but the princess found love again and married Prince Ernst August of Hanover, Duke of Brunswick, in 1999. They have 1 daughter. Although they aren't divorced, the couple separated in 2009, and Caroline went back to live in Monaco. Number 5, Princess.
So that one I'm confused about. I think I talked over where she came from, but I don't know. It was a very interesting story. But we have another person worth $100 million. So, Princess Stephanie. Let's see. And I've got a divorce, so I'm not hating. I've got one. Just didn't know if you knew that, but yeah, been divorced. Yep. Married when I was 22, divorced when I was 24. Now I'm almost 33. My birthday's in September. Just letting you know.
Stephanie of Monaco, $100 million. Princess Caroline's younger sister has been affectionately referred to as Wild Child, and you'll see why in a while. She went to school in Monaco and France, and was always fond of classical dance, piano, gymnastics, and horse riding. In 1982, she was in the
Doesn't sound so wild yet, but here we go to the juicy part.
car during the accident which caused her mother, Grace Kelly,
That's
to lose her
terrible.
life. Princess Stephanie also sustained some injuries which prevented her from being able to attend her mother's funeral. She went through a rough time after her mother's death, but she made a strong comeback and began to pursue her passions. She worked for Christian Dior for a while, then had her model debut in a Spanish magazine called Hola. Later on, she launched a swimwear line and a perfume. But there's more. She released her first single in 1986, and her album, Mouzon, sold more than 1.5 million copies. Daniel Ducouré, and they had 2 children together. They divorced in 1996, but she had a 3rd child in 1998, and the father remains a mystery. She seems to have a thing for guys who work in circuses.
That seems rude. Maybe she just didn't want to tell him. I have questions. Like you have a baby with a princess. It's okay to tell your friends, you know? Huh? What is it you want people to know? Why doesn't someone want people to know? Is it her? Is it them? I have questions. This video's got me having questions. And I don't even know this person's name. I can't remember it.
Because she dated an elephant trainer, then later married an acrobat, Adonis Lopez Perez. Unfortunately, that marriage didn't last either. Number 4, Princess Charlene of Monaco, $150 million. Wow, Monaco sure has many princesses. Princess Charlene wasn't always a princess, though. She was born in Rhodesia in 1978 to a sales manager and a former competitive diver. When she was 12, they moved to South Africa, and this is where her swimming career blossomed. She represented South Africa in several games and met Albert II, Prince of Monaco, at the Mare Nostrum swimming meet in Monaco. What a stroke of luck. They were smitten with each other and got married in 2011. They had a lovely honeymoon in Mozambique, and later their twins, Princess Gabriella and Prince Jacques, came along. So what has she been up to since? She's a co-patron of Giving Organizations Trust, which is a charitable South African organization which seeks to help underprivileged children and AIDS victims. She also started the Princess Charlene of Monaco Foundation with the goal of ending drowning by creating more childhood awareness and teaching them preventative measures. When the COVID-19 pandemic struck, the foundation made masks for the people of Monaco. The princess has also been involved in initiatives to raise awareness about rhinoceros poaching. She has not been in the best of health lately, but she is recovering well. I wish her the best. Number 3, Princess Josephine, 700.
Well, that's a bit of a jump. Number 3, 750 million, Princess Josephine.
$50 million. This princess has quite a unique past, and she's probably the most bitter on my list. She, along with her brother Jonathan, were adopted from an orphanage in London in the 1960s. Their adoptive parents were Princess Orietta Doria Pamphege and Frank Pogson. This affluent royal family owns palaces in Rome and Genoa. Josephine and Jonathan grew up like aristocrats, but when their adoptive mother died, some trouble began to brew. The two, already adults, inherited the estate, which includes a collection of expensive paintings and a massive palace. Josephine is married and has 4 children, and she has been trying to prove that Jonathan is not legally the father of his first daughter, Emily. She was born to a surrogate mother, a practice which is forbidden in Italy. Jonathan, a homosexual, had no choice but to go this route in order to have a child. Josephine is not having it at all, and she even said, "Gay people can raise a family, but there needs to be a parent of both sexes in the child's life." It's all about inheritance, and I guess that Josephine wants it all for her kids. I find it funny because none of it is really hers anyway. Number 2, Prince.
So that That was complicated. Lot of stuff there. I have to go watch that again. But it seems like that's just about money. I tell you what, sadly, and I come from a pretty well-off family as well. But you got to watch out for that. If you're a person who has, or you're a person that plans to have quite a bit of money to leave to your children, even if you want to be smart about it and get some life insurance and just make sure there's $1 million, and if you're in decent health or good health and relatively young, you can buy it now, 30-year policy. It's going to cost you less than $1,000 a year, right? And then grand, $1,000. But that, to make sure your family's taken care of, is priceless, right? $1,000 a year, $800 a year. That's what I was paying for it when I first did my policy at like 27, and it was a 30-year policy. And I'm still paying on it now, but I've made it more expensive because I think now I have like $3 million. I don't have a ton in life insurance because we don't really need it, and I don't have anybody to leave anything to besides my dogs. But like, if me and Bella get married and we have children, I want to make sure that they have life insurance money to make sure that the businesses, she has a learning curve to learn them and do them, or have time to sell them, whatever she would want to do. So anyway, no judgment to anybody involved in that last clip, but whew, don't let money destroy your family. That was my whole point. That was it. That was all.
Thailand.
Wow.
And the princess you've been waiting for, #1 on the list, is the only daughter of King Vajiralongkorn.
I would have never guessed Thailand. That's pretty cool. It was 35 billion. But she's the only daughter, so it's not chopped up, right? Once again, if she's just the only daughter, there you go. But if you have other siblings, Kate Middleton's daughter, I guess, would be perfectly fine with $4 billion.
Born in Bangkok, Thailand in 1987, she lived in the royal palace and was educated at British boarding schools. But when the king divorced her mother in 1996, life became a bit hectic. Her mother moved to the UK with her, but the king arrived and brought her back to Thailand. She continued her life in Thailand, where she pursued her education. She has a Bachelor of Arts, Master's, and an honorary doctorate in Fine and Applied Arts, which was awarded by Chulalongkorn University. Unlike ordinary princesses, Siri Vonavari prefers badminton and has even won a gold medal in a tournament.
We said gold medal. I thought we were going to Olympics, but hopefully it was a really predominant tournament. I'm still proud. I like that, but I thought it was about to be gold medal. I paused for that. Still not hating on your badminton tournament, but if it had been the Olympics, which I don't think they have badminton.
Also loves fashion design and was invited by Pierre Balmain to present her creations at a fashion show in Paris. She actually designed the dress which was worn by the Thai representative in the Miss Universe Thailand 2018 pageant. She has also been expressive in the development of other fashionable items, such as footwear, leather goods, accessories, and jewelry. I realize that princesses go through many similar experiences as us ordinary folk. I hope you enjoyed this informative video. Click the one.
He's not wrong. That was very informative. I need to get better with my thumbnails, because that thumbnail, I was expecting to see more chaos from some princesses. And I mean, I don't read TMZ. I don't look at any of the trashy magazines and stuff. Like I say, Family Channel, and I don't live a perfect life. I like to go to the bars, like to hang out, like to have good vibes with people. But we're talking, life's about balance. I don't lose my mind, but I was kind of hoping we have at least one princess that lost her mind a little bit. But we didn't get that. Just makes me appreciate thumbnails more. I don't get mad about the thumbnails, but once again, this was the thumbnail and that was the video. So kudos to that clickbaity video, but still very informative. How much was that last one? 45 billion, 75, 45 billion, 35 billion. What a big number, and all in all, a whole lot of money in that. Pretty cool. And all that being said, thanks for watching. I believe in you. You could even marry a princess if you're an elephant trainer, a businessman, a banker, and the other one was an acrobat, right? Those are attainable things right there to marry a princess. So keep your hopes up. Don't marry for that, but it's still, yeah. So what do you do? Well, I do this. I'm a princess. It doesn't hurt on the application of do you want to be the person's partner? I'm just saying, like, just anyway. I believe in you. See you later.